Look.
Listen.
Taylor.
All right. Clambos, welcome to episode 79 of Look, Listen with Geese Guyera and Taylor. We talk about Pokemon and other things every single Friday. This week, it's a big special Geese Peep special. Geese, what episode? Guess, Geese, tell them what you wanted. We're going to discuss today.
Pokemon.
Nice job, Geese.
Well, I'd be just a bit more specific. The
Concierge.
We got it. Yay.
And I don't know about you guys, but when I was writing the notes for this, I cannot spell concierge for my life.
Yeah, well, when I write notes, I shorten everything, so it probably would have been poke, conk. Hey, right off the top, before we get to Geese's segment of the week, followed by Lookin, Playing, Listening, etc., I want to spoil big time because I got to get it off my chest because this never happens. Clambos, I watched this show twice. Once in English, once in Japanese.
Whoa.
And I am here to let you know, for the first time ever, the English dub is superior to the Japanese dub.
Very interesting that you would say that.
Wow.
Because I started watching it in Japanese and I was like, okay, let me see what English sounds like. And within the first interaction of Miss Watanabe and Haru, I was like, yep, okay, English it is.
It's crazy. Maybe I should have looked harder into the actual production of this, but holy moly, it just works so well in English. And big spoilers for halfway through the series. This is, I'm going to say season 1 of Concierge because it's so wildly popular. There's no way they don't make more of it. I think that's my prediction.
I don't think they will.
Geese disagrees.
Netflix with a one and done? No way,
It's
Geese.
because it's stop motion and that's really expensive to do.
No, it's not.
It
For
is
Netflix?
They do love canceling things at Netflix. But hey, guys, what was I talking about? Oh, so spoilers through halfway the series. In English, she laughs as if a human being might laugh. In Japanese, she laughs as if an actor is pretending to laugh, and it's not very good.
Ooh.
I'm not saying the Japanese version is bad, but the English is superior, which is very rare. Geese, before we talk any more about the episode, can we please hear Geese's Geese of the Week? What's new with Geese segment with Geese Peep? Go ahead.
What's going on, Geese?
What's up, gamers? It's me, Geese Peep. So
Anyway,
that's it. No. Sunday was my birthday, and
Happy birthday, Geese.
Thanks, guys. I turned 27. Anyway,
Way.
So I flew, the day before, I flew alone to Florida. So I was, for the majority of my birthday, alone in Florida.
Aww.
And unfortunately, it was pouring the entire day. So I didn't get to go outside. And I was just me, and I did some work on my birthday.
Oh, no.
So,
That's terrible.
but on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, I did end up going birding.
Nice.
And I saw some good birds. So,
Oh, my God.
What was your favorite bird?
That's such a sick hobby to have before you answer. Because
It
you
really
can bird all over the world and see the sickest birds.
And it's easy to do. Like, you don't, because I was going to say diving is like that in that it kind of changes how your travel plans go. But birding, I feel like you could really do wherever you want.
Diving's way more expensive and more dangerous.
Exactly.
All she needs is a good pair of binoculars. Go ahead, Geese.
you don't even need binoculars. You can, the bird I was most excited to see, I saw while we were driving to the bird sanctuary.
Whoa.
And it was a loggerhead strike. And it's a kind of a robin-sized bird. It's really cool. It's also called the butcher bird because it
murders?
Yes.
It's like a yellow plumage squawkabilly.
Got him! For the Pokemon fans.
I also saw a grab, which was cool. They're a little duck guy.
I can't wait to read your papers and research reports about birds. They're a little duck guy.
I was hoping. I've been going to this bird sanctuary whenever I've been in Florida, and I've been hoping to see a painted bunting and I've been looking so hard, and I have not seen one yet. And every time I go, and every time I don't see it, I cry.
Oh.
That's sick, though. Like, that's sick to have that one thing that you're chasing after.
He's your shiny Pokemon.
Yeah.
You see how excited you're going to be
Honestly,
when you see him?
it basically is. You guys should Google it. It's a beautiful bird.
That's how I am with great whites.
Do you get to capture it and keep it as a pet?
No.
Oh.
How would you capture a bird? With a net?
I saw a bird capturing video just yesterday. I couldn't believe how dumb these birds were, Geese. I didn't want to send it to you because I didn't want to insult your favorite
What kind of
animals.
birds?
I don't know, just little dumb birds. But it was
like a little duck guy?
They just, a little guy. They dug a little hole in the ground, and then they put a little cardboard thing that folds on top of it and some little seed, and then the birds would step on the cardboard thing. It would buckle, they'd fall in the hole, and then the cardboard would spring back up, and they'd just be in the little bird hole.
It was probably a pheasant or a quail.
Yeah,
that must be so stressful for the bird.
I guess. None of them realized what was going on. They all just kept falling down the bird hole. Anyway, Geese, what about a ringneck duck?
I also saw some ringneck ducks.
Ring that duck.
I also saw some rosette spoonbills, which is always nice to see.
That one, see, Clambos, here's a little trick. Every single episode, Geese will make up a fake name and throw it in the real names of birds.
That's our fake
No,
one.
guys, it's real. You should Google it. They're so pretty. They're pink, and they got little spoon-shaped beaks.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Real convincing, Geese.
Yep.
Guys.
Geese's lie of the week.
Anyway, before we move on to Taylor's anime of the week, we need a tech update of the week. Clambos, we're not normally a tech podcast, but I gotta give you a warning out here because I was having issues with my computer, and I really thought, oh my god, it's the end. My computer's dying. It's not that old. And then I happened to stumble upon news all over the internet that goofball YouTube is detecting if you have ad block on your machine.
Yeah.
Even if you have if you're a YouTube Premium subscriber, which I am, so they're getting money from me, but even though I have Premium and it's on, YouTube is detecting the ad blocker and then throttling my entire CPU. And I thought it was donezo, but then I just disabled ad block and now my computer works fine again. Infuriating.
Wow.
That's very in line with YouTube.
I can't believe that's illegal.
No.
All right, Clambos, please be excited for watching, playing, eating this week. Taylor's going to start this week.
Whoa!
I know. I feel bad for Taylor because every single week he goes last, and every single week it's just me thinking, you better hurry this up.
Yeah, I'm thinking it too now.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So
I have therapy for it.
You get to go first this time.
That's so exciting. I have been watching a lot of South Korean shows. I'm halfway through the show Crash Landing on You.
I swear to God, if you tell me that the plot of this is that money is bad, but in the end it turns out money actually is what makes people happy.
So I'll tell you why I love this one. First of all, it's very funny. All the actors have like this goofy physical comedy that they do. Episodes are an hour and a half long. And
that's a film. An hour and a half is a film.
Right?
That's a movie.
So it's just an episode of 16 loosely, directly connected films.
Ooh.
And financial beats aren't really at the forefront of the plot, which is real fun. It's about a woman from South Korea who crash lands in North Korea. And hijinks ensue. And it's so much fun. We just had a big ol' halfway through the season, there's a big old like, oh, let's gangs going abroad. And it's real fun. Because it's almost like an isekai, which is really cool. So I also started reading the novel Berserk. I got volume 1 in the big old leather bound thing. Eric let me borrow it. And one night I said, I'm not playing games. I'm going to read a little bit of manga. So I go to bed nice and early, really relax the eyeballs. And I look at the clock and I had just read the entire thing in one sitting. It's great. Everyone should read it. Very cool world. And it's like reading Dark Souls.
Now, when you say everybody should read it, from what I've heard, Berserk is a very, very dark property and that is not suitable for everyone.
Yeah, it is, but it doesn't seem because it's a bit older and its themes have pretty much proliferated a lot of media. A lot of media borrows from Berserk. So it's not like you would be dealing with anything shocking.
Well, yeah, I was recommended it in 2013 or something, so.
Yeah. I mean, the anime adaptation of it came out in 97. So it's got to be old. Very good, though.
As old as me.
Okay.
Whoa!
Wait, what were we discussing not that long ago where I was really surprised how old it was? It wasn't Berserk. It was an anime property.
Yu Yu Hakusho. Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, wasn't Hunter x Hunter? There was a
be.
Game Boy Color game about it or something, and I was very confused because I thought of it as a newer property.
Sure.
That sounds right. Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
Fact checkers, email looklistencast@gmail.com. Is that true?
Let's see. Gaming. What have I been playing? Almost done with Dark Souls. And I played
Which one?
the first one.
When did you start it?
A couple weeks ago, I think.
Have you talked about it?
Probably. I think so.
Who's your guy?
Framped.
What's his build?
I went with pyromancy. I do this in every Souls game. Every single Souls game, I'm like, I'm gonna build a pure caster, because a caster weaving his way through a dark world is real sick, and I just go straight for melee. So I dump a bunch of points into intelligence, and I just never cast a single spell. I cast one fireball, and I was like, I'm going for dexterity. So just dexterity.
Are you playing? Is it remastered?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the most stable way to play it. I know there are a lot of people who say it's a poor port, but that stable 60 frames per second is so worth it. I'm pretty excited. So I'm not going to get the platinum in Dark Souls. I'm just going to beat it real quick and then go on to Dark Souls 2, and then I'm probably going to get the plat in Dark Souls 3. How familiar with the IP are you, Geese?
Passing familiarity.
Okay.
I know there's so many patches.
He's in Elden Ring.
He's in all of them.
There's some guys that you fight, and there's swamp areas and
wow,
yucky, and there's that town that's in that cave.
Light Town. Taylor, can you please discuss your eaten of the week miso paste this week?
I found miso paste finally. If there's one thing that
I've been looking for miso paste forever. Where'd you find it?
Believe it or not, I found it at our big grocery chain in Texas, H-E-B. I've looked for it several times there, and it was just sitting there. And I was like, surely I'm having a stroke, because there's no way this is right here. And I was very, very excited. So I made ramen, and it was pretty tasty. Turned out pretty well. I've been getting over the flu.
No.
I got the B strain, so I've just been
craving honey.
Very sick. Not eating a lot of honey.
Okay, Geese, let's hear your watching, playing, eating this week.
I've been watching hockey, and tonight's a very exciting game.
Whom versus whomst?
The Edmonton Oilers versus the
Toronto Maple.
Oh, the
Toronto
Maple Leaf
Maple
Destroyers.
Who are you gunning for? Who are you going for? Probably
the
Oilers.
Oilers.
Huh? I knew it the whole time.
Why?
They've been on a good winning streak because I like the Oilers.
What's the problem, Taylor?
Well, I'm just saying, one of them is maple.
One of them's Oilers.
You like
Oilers?
oil more than maple?
You realize it's negative 30 degrees in Edmonton right now? You know how cold that is? You know how sick you have to be to live in that and not die?
Perfect for some nice steamy maple syrup.
Ew.
Just a big old bucket of syrup.
Sick.
Anyway. In terms of gaming, I've been playing a game called Puzzles.
Wait a second, Geese.
Great name for a cat.
Oh, that is a good name for a cat. So my mom and I, when we are at the beach, we like to do a puzzle.
Beach?
And we started this puzzle. It's like a fun guy themed puzzle, and
dude having a good time?
Like playing with a ball or juggling?
There's a bunch of mushrooms.
Oh.
There's a character in Chrono Cross named Fun Guy, and he's a giant mushroom man.
Nice.
That's nice. Anyway, the puzzle is low quality, and it's frustrating.
It's just a blown up, pixelated mess?
No, the picture's fine. It's low quality because like the actual pieces are low quality.
Oh,
When
no.
I do a puzzle, I want to have it so that when I put the pieces together, they stay together.
Yes, they clip. It's good. Frame it.
But this puzzle, it's like, it's not working out.
Oh. Geese Peep, what did you eat?
For my birthday, I got buffalo chicken pizza,
Yum,
and it
yum.
was okay.
Oh.
There was not as much chicken. It was not very chicken forward, so.
Mm.
And then the other day I got a meatball sub, but it was bad. And I still have another half of it that I'm not going to eat because it hurt my tummy and it was bad. So
I was going to say, was
unfortunate.
it bad, like flavor-wise? Or I was actually going to ask how
It
your
was-
stomach issues were.
It was so dry and it really hurt my stomach.
How do you make a dry meatball sub?
She doesn't
I
like the
know.
marinara.
No, I do. And I even asked for extra and it was still dry and I didn't like the seasoning.
That's ridiculous. Send it back.
But
That's what I said.
no, I'm not going to do that. I'd rather like honestly die than do that.
Wow.
I can't even like handle that kind of confrontation. Or
Okay, all right. So look at it this way. Well, I worked in a restaurant for a while. I think they would rather you walk away from that establishment having a good experience than having a very easy transaction.
Depends on the
Also-
place. I don't want to get into a giant diatribe here, but so let's take In-N-Out, for instance. Their whole thing is always say yes. If somebody wants to do something, say yes. And then you take Tommy's, which their slogan is, you're lucky we're even giving you food.
Good old Tommy's.
And then there's Japan, where Geese's attitude would work perfectly.
100%.
Japan is not a culture of, oh, let me exchange this, I don't like it, or can I return this? No,
Yeah.
Japan is, you take the L. You didn't like it? Well, don't order it next time, I guess.
So just take the L as
Yes.
per Japanese customs with your meatball sub.
Eru.
I mean, I did. Another thing I've been eating, I don't know what it was, but last night I got the sudden craving for fudge stripes, those like cookies that are like covered in fudge.
Oh, like the
Keebler.
little
Yeah.
Debbie ones?
Now, hold on.
Yeah.
One of the Keebler cookies, they've changed the recipe recently, and it was quite the scandal.
Which one?
Let me Google it. Was it not fudge stripes? Did it taste the same as you recall?
I don't know.
I've always kind of liked that mentality with those old institutionalized foods where if you adjust the recipe a little bit, there's just a massive flip out.
Elfwich Snackwells? You were discussing your cookie?
I was just going to say that I got a craving and then my parents got 3 boxes of it. So
But are they delicious?
honestly, not as delicious as I remember them to be.
Oh, no.
Ah.
I have that problem with brownie bites. When I was a child, you could purchase these brownie bites and the texture and the taste was immaculate. Now, every single packaged brownie bite I try is terrible. None of them taste
Yeah.
like how they used to taste in the 90s, and I'm very upset.
When I was a kid, our go-to lunch dessert was a cosmic brownie.
Oh, yeah, I ate a lot of those.
I think I think we might have had this conversation before. Mine was the oatmeal cream pies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
and the
yes,
Nutty
that
Bars.
too.
Oh, God.
Oh, so good.
Nutty
It was
Buddies.
such a Nutty Buddies. It was such a memorable moment in my life when I was in high school, and I just realized that I had my own money and I could buy whatever I want. And one night I bought so many boxes because they
Geese.
were like $1. So sick.
You have no idea how many boxes of Nutty Buddies he put down. Just the wrappers everywhere.
Oh God, yeah. Family size. Give me 2.
All right, enough of that. Everybody's getting hungry. Let's move on to my watching, playing, eating this week. For watching, I watched the Dolly Parton film 9 to 5 in a... I know,
Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living.
living.
Are you two Dolly Parton fans?
Not necessarily, but
I don't know why. And it's so interesting. I remember you talking about going to see that movie. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. All of a sudden, YouTube's just like, hey, do you want to watch all these Dolly Parton interviews? And Taylor at 11:45 at night is like, why, sure, I would love to. She's terrific.
there's a chance that your phone heard that. There's also a chance, I mean, there's a reason these films were being played because it's her
Right.
birthday month. It was quite the experience at the movie theater. Everybody was losing it, having such a great time. The composer of the movie was there. The editor of the movie was there. We heard so many sick stories about back then. Oh my God, it was so amazing. Everybody was laughing, having a great time. Also, I started the Marvel show Echo because I found a way to get Disney Plus for $2 with ads, unfortunately. But this Echo show is way darker than most Marvel stuff. There's blood everywhere. It's so dark.
Whoa.
I don't remember a bunch of swears, but it is way darker, I'll say. So
what's the premise?
She's the villain from one of the shows that I've watched already. So either a Hawkeye series or Daredevil series. She was a villain in that, but now she's getting her own show. And she's deaf and she only got one little foot.
Oh.
Also, there's big Native American Indian influences in this show. It's just the year of that with Killers of the Flower Moon and this. It just Oklahoma everywhere just shouts out, I guess. That's what's hot right now.
That makes me happy. I hope that's really pushed more.
Every year gets its own little, this is what we're pushing this week.
Yeah.
But anyway, the show seems pretty good. I'm interested in finishing it. But they also announced on Disney Plus, we're 100% making all those other shows 100% canon in the timeline, which was going to be the case anyway once they introduced so many multiverse things all being canon. But now it says you should really watch that old Daredevil show that was not on Disney Plus because it's totally canon for this show. So
I just feel like canon doesn't mean what it did in situations like that because of how much we're leaning into multiverse stuff. Yeah, it's like, it's canon somewhere.
Exactly. Everything's canon now. Between that and Fortnite, it's just, okay, it's all canon. All right, moving on to video games. So yesterday, I haven't had a day like this in forever. Woke up, got my walk in. So I walked my several tens of thousands of steps, hundred thousands of steps, whatever it is. Filled my circle, got back, and then just played Pokemon and completed my whole Blueberry Pokedex. And it was such a wonderful experience. Oh my God. Guys, look, listen. Pokemon is so fun. And yes, Scarlet and Violet, technically speaking, sometimes it runs like a little potato trapped in a tractor.
It's doing its best.
And you go unconscious for a few minutes. But other than that, this game is so good. It's so much fun catching all your pokes and shiny hunting. And oh man, what a time to be alive.
The only problem that I really have with it is I get very frustrated with Pokemon kind of clipping in and out, or not clipping, but loading in and out, and just this impossible to see one pixel little Pokemon just sneaking in and loading at the last second. It's like, surprise, you're in a battle now. That's the only thing that bugs me.
Yeah, it'll be fixed in the next games, I'm sure. Or they're definitely going to have a different way of it working because there's too many complaints about this system. But yeah,
Switch 2, that'll fix it.
Well, I don't. Hopefully, it's just called Super Nintendo Switch, but that'll be out this year, 2024. But right now, it sounds like it's just more of a souped-up Switch, not like a new console. I'm sure it'll have its own exclusive games and launch with a 3D Mario. It'll be great.
I would still take that, honestly. Like, it's not a formula that I really think needs to change.
It'll be great. I've said this before, I'll say it again. Don't be silly. Anybody who's going, I bet it won't be backwards compatible. I don't want to be cruel to you or mean to you. All I have to say to you is you don't have the necessary information to make an informed statement. You just think about Pokemon and Pokemon Home. You can't have it not be backwards compatible. That would just destroy everything. Their handhelds have always been backwards compatible. Every one of them. Game Boy to Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance to Game Boy, DS to Game Boy Advance, 3DS to DS. Anyway, moving on. Also, I played Trace. Oh, I'm sorry. It's called Another Code Recollection, which is...
Anime game?
Sorta. It's a remake of a DS game. It was released in the United States as Trace Memory, but it was always called Another Code in Japan.
Sounds like a nonary game.
Well, sort of. It's made by the same guys who did Hotel Dusk, and I adore Hotel Dusk to no end.
So sick.
So I'm so excited to play this game. It also comes with the Japanese exclusive sequel. Much like Hotel Dusk, the sequel was never released in the United States. I had to import that from Europe to play it, but it was very good. Hotel Dusk 2. Last Window, The Secret of Cape West, I believe is the name of it. It's clunky, but I'm going to have fun with it. I haven't played a game in a long time where you're looking for clues and picking up items and placing them. I think I'll have a fun time. Let's move on to my Eaten of the Week. Clambos, rush out to Taco Bell, and you immediately need to purchase the 3-cheese chicken flatbread melt. Okay, so order 2 or 3 of those, and then order yourself 2 or 3 cheesy bean and rice burritos, add red sauce, add potatoes or fries. Then you take your burrito and you wrap the melt around the burrito, and Clambos, I'm telling you, it's so good.
What's in the melt?
Chicken and cheese and chipotle sauce.
And why is that different from like a quesadilla?
It's a very nice flatbread.
It's
texture,
flat.
The texture is great.
Okay.
It's bread.
All right. Thank you, Clambos, for listening. Let's rush on over to Poga News.
Poga News of the Week.
Clambos, there's a new distribution out for a little Rotom phone case from Kitakami. Put in the code NE0R0T0MC0VER or Neo Rotom cover in English, and you can get yourself a cute little phone cover in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Also, the secret's out. The epilogue of Scarlet Violet DLC has released. We've all played it. We've all beaten it. We've caught the mythical. And now they've released an origin story for the mythical Pokemon, which I will now say his name because it's not a spoiler any longer. Pecharunt.
Aww.
Or Momotaro? Momoaro?
Almost Terra Pendant.
He's no, he's not related to Terrapagos. This is a little peach boy based on the old legend of the Peach Boy and his little friends, the dog and the bird, the monkey.
And the boy and the heron.
It's a Japanese folklore, everybody. And now in Pokemon, we have the same thing. We've got little peach guy, and we've got Pheasantipity and Okidogi and Monkey Dory. It's great. Great story. You're going to love it.
Those are very, very good Pokemon names.
Fantastic names. All right. Let's all take our sips of water because it's time to go through all of Pokemon Concierge. All right, Clambos. These episodes of Pokemon Concierge are so short that I'm just going to present the entirety of the series, the season, as one thing. But if you would like, Geese, would you enjoy saying the titles of the episode prior to me beginning?
That's right. You, Geese.
Okay.
Actually, do both English and Japanese, the translations, because I'm laughing at the idea of you reading the translation.
Okay. In English, I'm Haru, the new concierge. And then the translation is, I'm supposed to start working here today.
Episode 2.
What's on your mind, Psyduck? Translation. So were you having fun just now?
Episode 3.
I hope I can evolve too. Translation. I want to evolve too, right now.
Episode 4.
Welcome to the Pokemon Resort.
And in Japanese,
welcome to the Pokemon Resort.
Clambos meet Haru. She's your typical girl who got broken up with in a text message after 6 years, and also her best friend at work quit, so her life's in shambles, so she's gonna start a new chapter in her life, Clambos, and that, of course, means taking a boat to an island full of Pokemon, like any girl's dream.
Honestly?
Yeah,
Guys?
I would do it.
Like I said before, unbelievably, I think the English voice acting is better than the Japanese in this. So this show is great. We're going to get reviews out of the way, right? Well, not we're getting it out of the way, but I'm just letting you know everybody's review score is going to be high. And you should go and watch this because it's an adorable show. It's very
watch it right now.
It's very digestible. You can watch it with the whole family. And I recommend it in English over Japanese. And it's on Netflix right now with your choice of language. I got very lucky because I thought I could never watch Netflix again, but turns out that was just my TV blocking me. My computer still allowed me, so shouts out.
Sick.
Wait, Netflix, don't listen.
Something that was very, very cool about this show is I finished every episode and I was like, what? It's been that amount of time, so it was real good.
Yeah, and you also see how long the episode is, but almost a quarter of that time is just some credits. So it's very, very, very short.
Just engaged every second. and it's in such a natural way, and there's not a constant escalation of issues throughout the show. It's very good.
The show looks great. It's stop motion. It's very bright. I really appreciate how bright the show is. It really lends to a tropical vibe, but also I just like it when shows are bright.
Makes sense.
The stop motion is very good.
I was thinking that too, because the amount of close-ups on figures they had, I was just thinking, the
fuzzy little furret. Oh my god, it's so
just blew me out of the water. I can't think of very many times I've seen stop motion with this many close-ups.
Yeah.
You love to see it. The water effects sometimes were weird because you would just say, "Oh, they filmed some water," because there was water that was not faked. I can promise you. There's shots that were just, "Oh, that's a live action beach right there."
Yes, I agree.
But I mean, what is stop motion but live action, right?
Yeah, and
right,
what
Geese?
is live action but stop motion but going?
Isn't that correct, Geese?
I mean,
technically, it's just a lot of photographs of real life.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, videos are also lots of photographs of real life. For stop motion, there's just less of them.
Yeah.
Anyway, the whole thing's adorable. Haru lands on the island. Bulbasaur's there to greet her, puts the little lei on her. And Geese, I noticed in your notes you were thinking, is this a Lola or something? Because it is a very Hawaii vibe.
Yeah, but it's not. It's obviously not. I didn't see any Alolan Pokemon, and they don't mention Alola at all, so
I need to do some research as to where this resort is supposed to be. They got Pokemon from all over. I mean, but that's the point of the island, I suppose. Who greets Haru at the landing boat area, Geese?
Bulbasaur.
And Miss Watanabe.
That's correct, Taylor. Her new boss.
There's a lot of characters in this show that have red hair.
Yeah, the Japanese do love red hair. So Watanabe-san leads Haru to the front desk of the hotel of the big old Pokemon resort. And oh my god, is it adorable. Now Geese is going to be happy because I'm not going to name every single Pokemon in this show. But I do got to say Charmander was adorable. So was Hoppip.
Something this show does that I really appreciated is it highlights Pokemon that normally don't get the spotlight.
Like Gorbis. Everybody's least remembered Pokemon in the world is Gorbis, and he gets his own plush later on.
I mean, I'm Team Psyduck now. If I wasn't before, I really am now.
He's everybody's boy.
Oh, I love Psyduck. I've loved Psyduck since the original anime.
Yeah, Psyduck's great in this. Also, be careful, everyone, because there's a Lampent working in the resort. And if you know anything about Lampent, he is there to steal your souls. So be careful.
It's not just dreams or something. It's actually the soul.
Well, once they die, anyway. Remember, he hangs out by the children's hospital for when they pass away to eat the souls.
Does that mean you can't reincarnate or something?
I don't know. You're going to have to ask Lampent.
Horrifying.
Clambos at the Pokemon Resort. Pokemon first is their motto. Oh my god, Geese, there's such a cute little Wooper here.
It's so cute.
Something they did really well was a lot of the water Pokemon have a very slick finish instead of the fuzzy ones, like Woopers like that.
That's a good design choice to make it look like they can swim around easy.
Hydrophobic.
Haru's here to make sure that these Pokemon all have a good time.
What do you think the salary for this job is?
It's probably pretty decent.
I assume it's probably like a $200 a week stipend. That's what I would imagine. Because you have your food and room and board covered.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you choose your own workflow, which is something I was very... Like, I wish I could get a job like that. It would be so competitive. Everybody would want that job.
But then a Rattata runs in, everybody, and a Furridge chasing him. Oh, no, what chaos. Oh, my God, he's so cute. Geese peep.
Geese? Sometimes we like saying geese.
Yes.
Haru is here to work at the Pokemon Resort. But what does Watanabe want her to do for her first day there?
Today, she's just a guest.
You mean she just gets to have fun and relax? Like all the other people there?
Yeah.
Paying to be there?
Yeah.
For free.
So, again, this is better in English, but when she has her inner monologue and it goes black and white, that is the most Japanese thing imaginable. Just big 428 Shibuya Scramble vibes when she goes, and she starts worrying about something.
Her anxiety is not entirely unjustified. I know it's definitely part of her character, but if somebody told me that, I'd be like, well, I'd better be the best, most helpful guest at this resort today.
Yeah, she doesn't want to ruin a good thing. Geese, Haru decides to explore the grounds. Oh, sick. She finds some monkeys. It's the 3 elemental monkeys from Unova. Just like Taylor said, some of the most ignored Pokemon of all time. One of the few Pokemon that you can't access on a Switch right now. You'd have to move them up from older games. There's so few Pokemon right now that aren't natively available on Switch, and these 3 monkeys are 3 of them. So, black and white remakes, let's see them. Panpour, Pansage, Panseer, my boys are playing with a character I'm sure one of you likes. Please discuss our
Tyler.
boy.
Everybody loves Tyler.
He's a himbo.
I don't know what that means, Geese.
A male bimbo.
Like he's dumb?
He's dumb, but like he's
Dumb
a
at heart.
positive guy.
Like he means well.
Yeah.
Dumb at heart.
And he really likes cooking. He's in charge of sanitation, too.
He's good at cooking from what we've learned in the series.
So when I first heard him say, I'm in charge of sanitation, let me cook everybody's soup, my mind went, wait, do we want you handling the food? And then my mind went, wait, you're the best person to handle the food. You're probably ridiculously clean.
Yeah, I'm sure he washes his hands. But before any of that, let's all get to exercising and listen to some remixed video game music. So sick.
So I have a question.
Yes, Geese.
Tyler in the English version, he's like a surfer bro, right? He has like that surfer bro accent. What does he sound like in Japanese?
Kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if they have like the similar like stereotype.
Geese Peep, what happens to poor Haru in the middle of exercising when a monkey starts to climb on her?
She trips and falls into the creek.
And I'll tell you now, it's not going to be the last time. But when she falls in the water, she notices a Pokemon hiding in the bushes. Who could that be? I wonder. Geese, do you know who's hiding in the bushes?
Psyduck?
That's correct, Geese. Oh, by the way, you can use these bird scooters to scoot around the island if you want. They're orange. Oh my god, Clambos. Haru is loving this island. All these Pokemon flying around, and there's Dragonites, and oh, look, here's some girl. She's a part-time worker here named Alyssa, and she's got a Mudkip. Everybody loves Mudkip. Poor boy. I don't think he's as popular as he used to be, Geese, but do you recall being a youngster when Mudkip was the talk of the town on the internet?
I remember seeing it on the internet.
Icon has Mudkip or something was a very early meme.
Yeah.
You know, for somebody that got broken up with recently, after 6.5 years, via text message, she really doesn't bring that up or seem sad.
That's true. She doesn't.
It's never a plot point. She's just like, haha, that happened. Anyway.
I think that's a Japanese thing. Now, I will say, in this series, I think what they're doing is if you watch it in Japanese, I think they're just inputting the English script at the bottom. They're not actually translating the Japanese words. Because since I've seen it both in English and Japanese, there are differences in what they're saying, which...
That's so common.
That has to happen because, I mean, people will complain about it not being authentic, but at the end of the day, you have to localize or else it's going to sound terrible. If you just direct translate, it's not going to work as a story. Sometimes they take a lot of liberties with translations, and there's not too much of it here, but there are a few. I
watched the anime Soul Eater in Japanese, and then I watched it in English.
Taylor's Anime Segment of the Week.
So many of those, like the English cast does a very, very good job. It's a great show. It deserves the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood treatment where they just redo the whole thing. But the discrepancies between the English and Japanese stories are pretty noticeable.
But anyway. We get an amusing scene where Haru goes into another one of her black and white inner monologues, and I was laughing because she's under the impression that her new friend Alyssa is going to take her somewhere where no one can hear her scream, presumably to murder her.
This girl's got some anxiety.
Yeah. She needs to calm down.
Kind of makes sense that she was broken up with via text. Poor Haru.
Oh my God, but Geese, turns out her friend is just going to take her to try on some new clothes, and we get the cutest little Eevee with a little flower in her little hair.
Little fuzzy.
Oh my God.
So cute.
Geese.
Like, every Pokemon is just top tier cute in this.
And Haru gets a sick, oddish Alola shirt.
Everything is so adorable. If you haven't watched Pokemon Concierge yet, you need to turn this off immediately and go watch Pokemon Concierge. What a program.
What a show.
Now it's lunchtime. Oh, God. She's got the cutest, most adorable little sick bento. It makes me want to just rush to Japan this second. Oh, my God. And then here's one. This is a tiny little thing, but in English, it said on the bottom of the screen, "That was really great." And in Japanese, she said, "Gochiso sama deshita," which is thank you for the meal. So that it's not the same thing, but I guess it's kind of similar. I don't know. But she's finally, Clambo, she's finally relaxing. She's in the big, beautiful. Geese, why don't you talk about this scene? You love relaxing by beaches and seas.
Yeah. She's relaxing.
Nice.
She looks and she thinks she sees something, but then it's gone.
She falls asleep because she's so relaxed. And then she wakes up to a Psyduck. Oh,
I was laughing so hard. Just thinking about if I had fallen asleep next to a pond and I woke up and there was just a duck staring in my face. I would.
Good old Psyduck. Then we cut to dusk, and you know what that means, Clambos. Time for a massage. All the monkeys will do it. Start grabbing your legs. And my question to Geese Peep is, would you let a bunch of monkeys give you a massage?
No way. That's disgusting.
Yeah, but
monkeys carry so many diseases.
But Pokemon, they don't have diseases.
They have Pokerus, but that's good.
Yeah, it's great.
So Haru, right after finishing relaxing and sleeping, she goes to get relaxed and fall asleep again while being massaged. Right after she says, "Man, all these people over here, they have their own little Pokemon pals. Maybe I ought to get my own Pokemon companion on this island." And then we cut to later on that evening. She's at her computer typing up She's typing up a big giant report about every single thing she did.
She really missed the point.
Geese, is this big U energy writing up a big giant report when you were just supposed to relax?
Honestly, yeah. And I was watching this with Aaron, and that's what he said as well.
That's how Guncan is too.
Also, her laptop is so cute. It looks like a little retro Apple laptop.
I was getting big.
Yep, it follows.
Yeah, shell phone.
Oh, that movie's so good. That movie, I think about that movie all the time.
And there's a sequel. There's a sequel coming out, and I can't wait.
Really?
Yes.
When?
Very exciting. Look it up.
Huh. I rewatched that recently.
And she's eating her famous little candies that she loves so much, which are going to come up later.
They're not rare candies.
No, they're just little chocolate candies. We cut to the next morning, and oh my God, they show the most delicious looking cup of tea I've ever seen in my life. Just makes me want to. I remember watching this, just immediately running to get coffee while we were watching this because I said I can't look at that, and I got a big old hot cup of coffee.
I had a night recently where I was watching Twin Peaks clips and just kept watching the scene where Coop is talking about how you need to treat yourself in life, whether that be A, B, or a delicious cup of black coffee. Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Okay, now Haru's going to show her big report to her boss, but Geese, no, she missed the whole point. That's not what her boss wanted.
She's fired.
No. Clambos, she was just overthinking the whole thing. And then we get a scene which works in English, but I'm so sorry to tell you, this scene is bad in Japanese. The monkeys start goofing around, and she starts laughing at them. And I believe in English it was a fine scene, but I don't remember because I watched it weeks ago. But I watched it in Japanese yesterday, and it's just a fake laugh. It sounded bad. I'm so sorry. No offense to you, voice actor. Just maybe we should have done another take.
It was one of the things that I always point out is the sense of space within a recording, and the English recording did a very good job of making it seem like it wasn't just somebody in a booth.
Yeah, I was thinking a lot about, because you mentioned that before, and I'd never thought about that, and then I went, that's a very good point. The idea of it's actually sounding like they're there instead of sounding just in a booth doing the ADR. Anyway, Watanabe just wanted Haru to have fun, and now she's happy that she's at least laughing because these goofy monkeys. And Geese, do you remember what Watanabe presents to Haru? Her very own special concierge
ascot.
It's a scarf, yes.
Is it a scarf?
And now, Haru, your one job for the rest of the day is to make one Pokemon by sundown feel like you feel right now, nice and happy. And she says, Doshio, what am I gonna do? And so she's walking on the beach, and she sees a Mudkip and a Wooper. And who else does she see, Geese? Who may just be her best friend forever. It's Psyduck. Let's follow him. And then we cut to the next episode. We open with a...
Wait.
Yes?
We need to talk about the amazing end song.
Go ahead, Geese.
It's so good.
It's city pop, and it's amazing.
It's huge Love Boat vibes, and let me bring it on back. The composer of 9 to 5, also the composer of the Love Boat theme, and everybody was losing their minds in the theater.
I couldn't click watch subtitles fast enough. So good. I'll bet it's the same theme song in English and Japanese, too.
Do you want to say couldn't click watch credits fast enough one more try?
I couldn't click watch credits fast enough.
And it is annoying on Netflix because you have about 1.3 seconds to click watch credits before it skips to the next episode. But yes, Geese is correct. Unbelievable credits. It's cute and the song's great. We open with a big battle. It's Graveler and... why did I just write... oh, Metagross. Okay.
Like Voldemort.
No, it's not a big battle, Clambos. They're just playing. It's fine.
They're playing.
They're just goofing.
I love that Graveler.
Oh my god, and there's Furret again with Rattata. You guys need to calm down. Jeez Louise. And Clambos, poor Haru, she's just getting a little overwhelmed because you got all these Pokemon fighting, running around, and she's got work to do, and I don't know, what's she gonna do? We cut to later, you see her running around the beach. Geese, what's she trying to do?
She's trying to get cell signal. Also, interesting to note, no Rotom phones.
That is interesting to note, isn't it? Geese? Do you think that Pokemon Concierge takes place in the past?
Maybe.
I'm thinking so, because we didn't have Rotom phones until Alola, I want to say.
Are there any...
Gen 7.
Do Rotom ever not have service? Is it based on the Rotom or based on the cell phone?
Rotom doesn't have internet in him. Human beings
Right.
created internet, and Rotom is just the power source for it. Rotom doesn't have like telepathic powers to create internet.
Oh.
He doesn't have built-in 5G.
Yeah.
Like the snails in One Piece.
Well, her friends Tyler and Elisa gave up on that endeavor long ago, trying to get any signal. But that's okay. She'll get used to the island. She doesn't need signal. It's fine.
She really doesn't. That's so good for somebody with anxiety to not have a phone.
So how about instead of playing on our phones, we go to a painting class where we're painting a beautiful mural, Geese, on the side of a tent. Starmie looks great. Alyssa's a great artist, huh, Geese?
And she's really weirdly particular with what Haru paints.
How so?
I don't know how you can look at that and say, is it a Psyduck?
Yeah.
She drew a goofy pic. Guys, Clambos, listen. Haru drew a very goofy-looking Pokemon. It looked like half Psyduck, half Pikachu with a goofy little face.
It just had whites in its eyes. If you took that away, it would just be a Pikachu.
It's a ludicrous face. Look it up. but it's going to be fine. There's a scene here, or their discussion in Japanese is interesting because it gets into some honorific Japanese stuff, and Haru calling her sensei, and then Alyssa saying, no, you don't need all that Keigo, it's fine.
I was very curious about the ages of all the characters.
They look like they're the same age.
Well, that's a very important distinction in Japan because you have to greet people differently depending on their age. Like a character we're going to meet later, Now, for instance, she calls him Now-kun. He's a little boy.
Exactly.
You're going to meet him later?
Yeah.
Anyway, they're having a great time painting. Geese, a Pidgeot comes flying through the sky and right through the tent, and he destroys the tent and all the artwork. Oh, no, what are we going to do?
And Alyssa just laughs it off.
She's just, about the vibes.
I guess.
She says, no big deal. It's okay. And I don't know if Haru is yet prepared to become so laid back of a personality.
Definitely not. She's like a more realistic version of Liko.
Yeah. Lots of self-doubt.
Mm-hmm. Kind of you can tell she has an inner monologue running all the time.
Well, let's cut back to yoga. Haru's going to ask for some advice from Tyler the surfer man. Hey, it's that Psyduck again. What's his deal, Geese? He's
shy.
Turns out, that's going to be a theme coming up, being shy. Turns out this little Psyduck's been here for 2 whole weeks.
More like Shy Duck.
Got him. Haru...
He's a wild Pokemon. Pokemon can come here with their partners, but also the wild Pokemon can just kind of hang out here too.
It kind of seems like there's a lot of Pokemon that are just dropped off as well, right? Because this is seemed like unless the place is just constantly overrun by wild Pokemon or the concierges have a lot of Pokemon, it seemed like there's a very disproportionate volume of Pokemon.
Correct. Graveler was just dropped off to have fun for a week, which we'll learn later. So Haru decides she's going to try to befriend this Psyduck. She's made her choice. This is the Pokemon I'm going to make happy by the end of the day. So she's doing all this research on him, learning about his little headaches.
She manages to say, I choose you, Psyduck, in such a palatable way. I was really proud of the voice actor.
I feel so bad for Psyduck Clambos because he always has these bad headaches. Then we see Psyduck levitating her little candies at their little camp where they eat their little food by the little food truck looking thing.
So I was watching this with Guncan, and the amount of... Okay, so one of the qualifiers for something where I consider it well-written is when I can have a lot of care about something that has very little to no stakes. So a good example would be one of the early scenes in Phantom Thread when one character is making a dinner. What?
I just was not expecting that poll.
Oh, yeah. So I cared so much about this character succeeding in making a dinner. And I was like, oh my God, I just want this dinner to go off. Because at the time, that came out at like the heart of Marvel, where every character is saving the universe. So in Pokemon Concierge, I got so much satisfaction out of Psyduck successfully levitating things. I was feeling so proud of him. And I was like, this is a great show.
So Haru and Psyduck are having fun on a scooter, it looks like. It sounds like. It's probably the case. Diglett decides he's going to be a little troublemaker and pop right out of the ground, make Haru crash right into Tyler. And no, Clambos, all of the pie filling spills on the ground. What are we going to do? Don't worry. Is it Pecha Berries in English? Look like peaches. So Pecha Berries. Let's go with Pecha Berries. Don't worry, Clambos. Haru will just pick some more Pecha Berries with all the elemental monkeys. But then, Geese, what happens again when they're carting all the Pecha Berries?
The berries drop.
Well, they hit a rock and they all fall out of the cart. But then what happens?
Then they start floating because of Psyduck.
Psyduck has saved the day. Oh my goodness. And Haru runs over there and gives him a big old hug. Oh, it was a beautiful scene. They finally start to come back to the campground with all these berries, and we see Alyssa teaching Mudkip how to water some plants and how to learn how to control your powers, you see, Mudkip, which makes Haru think, what, Geese?
Just gotta release it a little bit at a time.
Yeah, that's how we're gonna get rid of your headache, Psyduck.
Sigh.
And we get a cute little montage of Psyduck breaking the berries with his psychic powers. Psyduck, not that man in the distance. Be careful.
That was so funny. I knew it wasn't going to happen, but I thought for a second, like, he would just, like, explode, like, the berries.
Oh, my God. It was very funny. Just the man in the... They shot it so well for comedic effect of the man far enough in the distance just screaming. Very good. And then Psyduck accidentally lifts Haru and all the laundry, and oh, goodness, oh, Psyduck, you little goofball. We cut to nighttime. It's time for Haru's nightly routine of eating some candy. And how about we eat some candies with, is it ice cream or shaved ice?
I think shaved ice.
I thought it was ice cream.
It's one of the two.
Oh.
Haru tells Psyduck she reveals her deepest, darkest secret, that when she was a kid, her dream was to eat all the candy in the world. Hey, Psyduck, what? Oh my God, there's such a cute little scene where she's showing all the little different colors of the candies and listing Pokemon that are those colors. And Geese, she gets to the yellow one, and what does she say?
She says Pikachu, Psyduck.
It was adorable. And then Psyduck starts to do the levitating trick with all the candies, and somehow, Haru is incredible. She catches every single candy in her mouth. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
And then, Geese, what do Psyduck and Haru start to do?
And cuddle.
Yeah, they snuggle, Geese. That's 100% correct. And they're having so much fun. And they see a shooting star. What a wonderful nightcap. On to the next episode. We see a Hoppip jumping out of the bush. It's that Hoppip from before, but Geese, what does the Hoppip do?
It evolved.
And it uses the video game music, and it's so sick, Taylor. The alarm clock goes off at 6:30 in the morning. Poor Haru.
Poor Psyduck.
I could never. 6:30 in the morning? Are you kidding me?
No way.
I did feel terrible for Psyduck. I really appreciated that they showed an unusual way of Pokemon becoming a partner with a person. Because normally it's like some grandiose thing. And this was just like, oh, she put in the effort.
Yeah.
And then we see that adorable Gorbis plush that I mentioned earlier. Everybody, calm down about feeling bad for Psyduck. He is still snoozing at this point in the episode. He's still getting some sleep. And before he wakes up, Haru does make some more delicious-looking tea. But they're going to have a big old fun day today, Geese.
And he's in a basket in the scooter.
And his little hairs in the wind, Geese. His 3 little black hairs. He's such a cutie pie. All right, Clampos, let's start this day. Rise and grind. Hey, look, it's Alyssa. She's climbing she's climbing a whole cliff there, huh? Trying to talk to that Graveler we mentioned earlier.
No rope.
Geese Peep, the Graveler, he loves the Pokemon Resort so much, he doesn't want to go home.
The face he gives when Alyssa's like, your trainer's waiting for you. He just is like, no.
It's very good.
This is probably my favorite scene, honestly. Just like a Pokemon acting like a toddler, not wanting to go.
And then Alyssa says, Mudkip, go ahead and escort Graveler to his trainer. Don't worry, Graveler, you can come back again. It'll be okay. We get a little heart-to-heart between Alyssa and Haru. There's a couple scenes they have where Haru's just talking about how she feels and Alyssa's giving a little bit of advice.
Very natural conversation.
Yeah.
Haru's asking her, like, you're so good at so many things. Like, how is this possible? And then, like, Alyssa's telling her, like, you should think about what you're good at and try working on that.
Yeah, everybody's special in their own way. Then Skip Plume shows up. Hey, wait a second. We didn't have a Skip Plume over here.
It evolved.
It was that Hoppip. Oh my God. And Haru says, man, I wish I could evolve.
I like that they said, oh yeah, the trainer said that it might be happening.
Yeah, you could tell he had a lot of experience points. He was getting ready to evolve. Then we cut to everybody's favorite bridge, Magikarp Bridge. Haru's feeding the little Magikarps. There's one little Magikarp. And what's special about him?
This little Magikarp has a star patch, and he is not good at swimming, so he uses a pool floaty.
It's so it's such an energy of like the dogs that don't have working legs, so they ride around on little scooters.
It's so adorable, and I don't remember where I learned this, but when Concierge first came out, people adored this baby Magikarp so much, and they showed all these real life examples of all these fish that had problems with their little flotation sac or whatever.
Or they have the bladder thing, so they need a flotation.
Right. So there are these real fish who walk around with little floaties, just like this Magikarp. Oh my god, it's so adorable.
Tyler's
Such a good
like,
Pokemon.
Instead of finding something that you're good at, you should find something that's really fun to do.
Ooh.
Even though this Magikarp can't swim really well, it still enjoys doing it and is able to accommodate.
It's very true. And then Psyduck decides to let this carp have a little fun and levitates him in the air. But oh no, Geese, what happens to his floaty?
A Winkle steals it.
No! Geese! We get a Geese!
I couldn't handle this.
After his floaty is stolen, they zoom in on him as Tyler's holding. He's a crying Magikarp.
I screamed.
His tears are flowing because his one little floaty that let him swim's gone stolen.
I couldn't emotionally process this scene at all. I was getting so emotional.
Yeah.
Clambos, we have got to get that floaty back. Oh my god, Haru, grab Dragonite. Let's get to work.
This is another example. I cared so much about this Magikarp getting his floaty back.
Oh my god, there's that Wingle. Get him. Psyduck, use your telekinesis to steal back his floaty. Oh, she's Geese, she's grabbing the floaty. She's so close, but
it drops.
No! But Dragonite starts to dive down to go get it, and he's flying down super quick, and then it lands on the beach. And
Beach.
And it's okay for now because it just looks like there's a little Diglett, there's a little Dedenne, a little seal, and they're just playing with it back and forth.
I love Dedenne so much.
No big deal, Geese. But then, what happens to the floaty?
It pops. Snorlax pops it.
In such a cruel manner. Because he doesn't roll over and fall asleep. He rolls over, pops it, and then rolls back over. Imagine someone walking over to a table, sitting on your cell phone, and then standing up and walking off.
Yes, Geese, that's right. Snorlax rolled over onto the floaty and broke it. Oh my god. This is the worst day of our lives.
Yeah.
Then we cut to nighttime at the campfire with Haru and Psyduck. Lampin setting up the campfire for him.
I mean, setting up the campfire. Setting up a lure to steal their souls.
Got him. All right, so Haru decides she's going to try to fix Magikarp's floaty no matter what it takes. And she tries with some safety pins and some, what do you call that, bandage wrapping? What is that called? It's called bandage, right?
Yeah, bandage.
Yeah, bandage. And then Clambos, it turns out Haru is not having a lot of luck with fixing this floaty. But maybe we can still make it look good at least. Make it into a nice wreath, huh, Geese?
Yeah, put some flowers and stuff on it.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Geese.
That'd be nice.
Geese, what is happening next to them? There seems to be.
Oh my gosh! It's the Magikarp.
But he's
it's
glowing. Why is he glowing?
He's evolving.
No way! Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Oh my god! He evolves into a whole Gyarados, and we know it's the same Magikarp, Geese, because he's still got the star mark on him. And I don't think he needs that floaty anymore, Geese, because that Gyarados swims right up a waterfall.
Who knew that taking away his crutches was the key to letting him run?
Oh my god. Guess he doesn't need that floaty now. And boy, we got some great music playing right now. Oh my god.
Another very satisfying scene, and one of the few instances where the characters run across a Gyarados and aren't instantly overcome by fear.
Nah, he's a nice. We cut to the next day, and we see Eevee, Trubbish, and Bulbasaur playing with the floaties that Haru made with all the flowers. And the whoopers are loving it, Geese. Oh my God. Geese, all the Pokemon are here. They all love her wreaths. It looks like she really did find her talent after all.
Now, here's my question. Why was her talent decorating?
Yeah, I was also like, what?
Well, that's fine. We'll move on to the next episode, and we see Haru giggling over a Pikachu cloth. It's Pikachu Day, Geese!
Honestly, I would be as equally excited.
Giddy as Geese, there's 12 whole Pikachus, 12 of them, coming to the Pokemon Resort today. There's Pikachus everywhere. Oh my God, they're babies, Geese, the lot of them.
Oh.
But Geese, there's one little baby Pikachu, and he's just kind of just touching little Haru's leg a little bit, but...
This is such a good episode. This
He's
is such a
scared.
strong episode.
He's a shy little Pikachu. He's always got this little nervous frown on his face.
And his trainer, who's this little kid, he just wants his Pikachu to be more like Pikachu.
We'll get more into that later, but...
He wants it to have a louder voice.
This kid, his name, Now. And Pikachu's hiding behind Now's little legs. And he's so quiet, and maybe Now's thinking maybe if we bring Pikachu to the Pokemon Resort, maybe that'll help him come out of his shell, huh, Geese? Now, I know the first thing we should do to get a Pokemon to speak louder. Let's go ziplining. Psyduck had fun ziplining. Now had fun too.
Psyduck ziplining was very funny. I was laughing so hard.
But Geese, Haru tries to put the shy little Pikachu in the little tire to zipline, but...
No way, he's so scared.
He's shaking, Geese. He's shaking his little Pikachu body. He can't take how spooked he is. That didn't work out too well. How about we cut to the mountains where we can go yodeling? That'll get Pikachu to speak up, huh?
Very weird solution to somebody who's afraid of heights.
Listen to those echoes. Oh my God. Sigh, sigh, sigh.
At this point, I'm like, kid, why can't you just accept the Pikachu that you have?
Well, maybe that's going to be the theme of the episode. Who's to say? We'll soon find out.
Like I said, very strong episode. Very unusual theme.
Pikachu tries to go Pika into the yodeling canyon, but still nothing. I know what we should try next. Why don't we feed him some spicy food with hot sauce? Tyler, pour that Tabasco into his soup.
Doesn't work. Got too much of a heat tolerance.
Yeah, he has a little bit of electrical sparks going, but that food's too spicy for everybody else. Oh, well, how about instead to make his voice louder, we try to spook him, huh? Metagross, go scare Pikachu.
Seems like a bad idea. I thought that the scaring him would cause him to electrocute everyone, because, we see that so many times in the show, but...
With Ash's Pikachu.
I wouldn't be surprised if they wanted to do that and they couldn't make it work with the stop motion.
Yeah, they would have to make the whole other figures and everything with the skeletons. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I could do it. But I mean, I think that's just Ash's Pikachu. I don't think Cap does that, right? He doesn't go around shocking humans, right?
I guess not.
Maybe when they first met. I think when Cap first met Fritos. Oh my God, by the way, it's been so long since we covered Horizons. There's a bunch of episodes out now in English, and they call him Freed. And I'm telling you now, I can't go back from Fritos. Everybody is going to have their food name, and I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, why would... No.
Anyway, the scaring tactic didn't work, but everybody else falls in the creek once again. The laughs never end.
They're in Haru's room now.
And there is an incredible looking tea and coffee, as always. As always. And they're talking about little shy Pikachu, and they're saying, well, he's not sick or anything, but he is a little sleepy. Oh, little Pikachu, he's getting...
Snoozing with Psyduck.
He's so cute, and first Haru says, oh, let's tickle him. And then they said, oh, she's so cute. They're so cute. I'm going to take a picture. But Geese, her phone's dead. Oh, my God. Wait, that's okay. She'll just draw a picture instead.
Famously good artist Haru. I wish the drawing had just two identical creatures, and it was Psyduck and Pikachu looking the same.
God.
Yeah, that would be funny.
But they're so cute, little baby Psyduck and little baby Shy Pikachu all snuggled up. And after they wake up, Geese, it's time for Geese's favorite activity, going to the beach.
Beach.
At sunset, like every episode of Pokemon. And then Haru and Now have a conversation about how there's been a lot of Pokemon who have come to this resort and they were too spooked to do what they normally do. And now, have you ever thought about maybe it's just okay for Shy Pikachu to just be himself? And it's okay to be shy and you don't have to scream real loud and it's still fine?
Even Oricorios are too embarrassed to dance. Some of them.
Exactly, Geese. Do you remember what they said about Duskull and Houndour?
No.
They were also probably shy.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let's all slide down this hill. And they convince Pikachu to get in the, what is it, a big floaty, like the kind you'd ride in a river. Yeah,
an inner tube, yeah.
An inner tube you'd ride down a river. Let's all get in the inner tube and slide down this hill. And Pikachu agrees and he sits in Now's little lap. And he's having a great time, Geese. He's laughing.
They're enjoying themselves.
He loves it so much. And then they cut to the next day, Geese. Oh, no. The trip's over already? It's time to go home?
Pikachu and Psyduck are talking, having a little chat.
Pikachu had so much fun on this big giant vacation to the Pokemon Resort. Don't worry, Geese. They'll come back for sure. And then, Geese, Haru gives Pikachu a little gift. What is it?
Haru gives Pikachu the drawing she made.
Oh my God. And they're saying bye-bye to one another. And they get on the sickest melodic boat you've ever seen in your life. And Pikachu opens up the little drawing and looks at it. And the boat starts to get further and further away. And Pikachu's looking back out at them. And Haru and Psyduck are looking at him and waving. And what does Pikachu do?
He says Pika really loudly.
He yells. He finally found a way to get louder, Clambos, from the boat. And he's yelling goodbye. And it's so emotional. Haru starts crying, Clambos.
Were you two tearing up
I
too?
was crying.
Oh, yeah. Well,
okay.
I was with my family first time. I was like, okay.
Stay strong.
Stay strong. Can't cry in front of the children. Oh my God, it's so emotional. Psyduck's yelling goodbye, and Haru's just so emotional. She's just bawling. She's just so happy for Pikachu that he found his voice and he had a good time, and that's exactly what the Pokemon Resort was all about, and she did it. See, her friends are just complimenting her, saying, oh man, Haru, great job. You actually pulled it off. And she's just going on about, no, I'm just so happy for Pikachu.
I mean, she did a very good job.
And she says, now then, it's another day and it's time to do our best and have fun. And then it goes, ba 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 da ba ba, and you look like it's about to start into the credits. It's a big giant ending, but then you get what I suppose refer to as a pre-credit scene, because it's definitely a mid-credit scene, but it starts before the credits.
The pacing on it was a little weird.
But in the pre-credit scene, we get, you presumably, maybe it's the same day, it doesn't matter, but Haru is going to greet a new arrival at the Pokemon Resort, and she doesn't see anybody, Geese.
She's at the dock, and she's looking around, and she doesn't see a boat anywhere.
But Miss Watanabe heard a cue who let her know the guest was there.
Yes. And oh my God, Geese, it's a whale lord. The biggest Pokemon in the world. He's so huge.
How is he going to get into the resort?
He's not. He's just he's gonna have to just swim around.
Yeah. In the little creek with Magikarp.
No.
Or Gyarados.
He's just gonna have to like swim around the island, and I guess they'll play with him out there. Who's to say? Or somebody could just put him in a Pokeball, like they should have done in the anime.
And then he would just sit there in the ball?
No, they'd let him out on the mountain somewhere, maybe.
Just put him on top of a mountain.
No, he's having a great time. And then the series ends and we get adorable credits. Oh my God. Such cute drawing, such great music. And then we do get a tiny baby post-credit scene. Did you guys watch it?
Yeah, the Bellsprout. Oh,
What's the Bellsprout doing?
just looking at itself in the mirror. It has a little
Dancing.
flower in its head.
And he's a dancing. She's a dancing. And that, Clambos, is Pokemon Concierge. What a program. If I had to give it a score, if you want to compare it to other Pokemon entertainment products like a TV show or a cartoon, easy 10 out of 10. There's got no problems with it at all. Absolutely adorable. You rush out and watch this with the whole family because literally you don't even need to like Pokemon. Little cousins, grandmas, everybody can watch this and enjoy it. It's just a very cute show. You're going to love it. 10 out of 10. Geese, what's your score of the week out of 40 on a 100-point scale?
I'd say like a 9.5.
Wow. Okay.
No perfect scores. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. The things this show made me feel in such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Plus the good English voice track.
Oh
Come
my God.
on.
Get out town.
It looked amazing. It was a fresh new style to see Pokemon in, which is really nice to see.
Studio, what is it, Dwarf?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Knocked it out of the park.
Talented group of individuals. I really can't think of anything negative to bring up. But since you gave it a 9.5, Geese, what would be your complaints about it?
I'm just saying, I don't necessarily have any I guess one thing was that, like, I understand why, but I was hoping for a little more character growth. I was hoping for, like, an episode or two more. I thought it went very fast, but I understand why they did that because it's stop motion and it's obviously very expensive to do a lot of that.
The only thing that they didn't do is talk about Haru's ex that broke up with her over the phone.
We don't need to think about him. But it's 2023, Geese. We got to keep these kids' attention spans. And this is what this show was able to do. It got a 6-year-old to watch the whole thing without getting distracted. So
I understand why the decisions that they made. And for what it's worth, I think it did a great job at that.
This is the Metroid Prime of the Pokemon series.
I enjoyed it so much. I wanted more, you know?
Yeah, I think we'll get more because it's a guaranteed money maker. I mean, if you want to start merchandising this stuff, they have Pokemon Concierge cards coming out. Oh, they're so good, Geese.
So do they have little toys that are similar to the ones in the show?
They should sell them if they don't already.
I mean, it seems like such a no-brainer.
Unrelated, but did I ever talk about on here those adorable Pokemon toys where it's a little crying baby and its parent, you pull them apart and then they hug? They're adorable. I got to get some in Japan. Okay, Clambos, thank you so much for listening. It's time for the wrap-up.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. You can find us on social media at Look, Listen, Cast on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Thank you to Keith for our artwork. You can find him at twitch.tv/KeithSquared.
Shouts out to Professor Ticklebits for the website and
the boilerplate.
Thank you to all our supporters. You can go to looklistencast.com and support us there. There's a link for Spotify for podcasters. It might still say anchor.fm. Thank you so much. Clambos, please send us questions to looklistencast@gmail.com. This week we have a question from Artie Fine. It says, if each of you could pick one Pokemon that best matches your style or personality, which would you choose? Geese Peep.
What a hard question.
That's a good question.
Gloom, Geese? You do love Gloom.
Yeah, my first instinct is Gloom.
She's always slobbering, always drooling.
And stinky.
Yep.
And sad.
Is Gloom sad?
Name is Gloom.
That's fair. That's fair.
I feel like maybe Litten. Kind of sassy.
Little sass, yeah. Let's go with Litten. Taylor, who is your Pokemon of the week? Bidoof, obviously.
I was going to say, the only choice is Bidoof, right? That's pretty much all I do is sharpen my teeth.
His Japanese translation is odor flower. So I don't think Gloom necessarily is sad.
Just smelly.
Yeah, just smelly.
And happy. What's something goofy?
There's a couple goofballs. Keep going back to Toxtricity. He's a laid-back goofball. Well, his low-key, he has two forms, low-key and amped. Amped is a big, he's always rocking out, and low-key is just kind of relaxing. He's a fun
I could do one of those. I could do like a relaxing guy.
Slack off, he's fun. Komala's always sleeping.
It's like Snorlax. Oh, Geese, you're always tired.
That's
like Snorlax.
True.
Chansey's real nice, always helping people.
Wait, guys, I figured it out.
She's good.
I would be Jigglypuff because I love the drama and I love
You're
to
even
sing.
holding a microphone.
I'm
Geese.
even holding a microphone.
Oh, wow. That's a good answer. And you're sleeping.
She loves putting people to sleep and drawing on their faces. So that
Yep.
is Geese's answer of the week. Taylor, you can pick Bidoof, but I'm going to need more than just joke. I like chewing wood.
I'm just trying to think of something that's kind of goof troop.
He's just a big
You would
giant
be-
doofus.
You would be the orangutan one that likes to make drinks for people. Orangaroo.
Yeah, Orangaroo.
My knowledge of Pokemon is really
Actually
inhibiting my answer.
What's funny is I'd say he'd be Passimian, which is the other monkey in Alola, because he was a water polo goalie. And Passimian loves throwing balls.
There you go. Perfect. Passimian.
A combination of Passimian and Orangaroo and Bidoof.
A nice vacant stare forward.
What's a fun goofball Pokemon to be? Maybe an Ultra Beast, since I'm not really a Pokemon.
You're not going to say you're going to be
Rayquaza. He's not an Ultra Beast. That'd be so funny. No, hang on. There's some.
You would be Psyduck because you have headaches sometimes.
Yeah, he has more headaches than me. I love Oshawott. He's just a little guy. He's so cute. He's just like me. I always got my scowl chop. Walking around with a shell. Giratina. No.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Your personality always reminded me of a Giratina.
Yeah. Runa Regis. I'm an ancient runic ghost. Oh, God. Such a hard question, already fine. Golly. Actually, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna stick with Toxtricity. For some reason, I feel like he's my boy. Specifically, low key form Toxtricity. He evolves from a baby, much like a human being does. Toxel wears a diaper, much like most babies do. Not all babies. Some babies.
Toxel is very cute too.
But yeah, Toxtricity. He's my boy, and that's my answer. So thank you so much, Artie Fine. Oh my God, we have to go. Geese, please say goodbye 3 times. Taylor, say goodbye to everyone. You are allowed last and final words. Please go ahead before your goodbyes.
Goodbye.
My final word is goodbye. So, goodbye, everyone.
Okay, say goodbye one more time.
Goodbye.
One final goodbye.
Goodbye.
Howdy, y'all. It's me, Geese Pete. Thank you for listening to the Geese Pete Productions podcast.
Geese Peep Enterprises, doing business as Peep Industries, together with its subsidiaries, is a diversified worldwide entertainment company with operations in media networks, talent management, parks and resorts, multimedia entertainment, and consumer products and interactive media. Geese Peep Enterprises is a Dow 30 company